Hello, you are listening to the Sask Wedding Podcast. If you're a bride-to-be or just love weddings, we created this show just for you. I'm your host, Matt Ramage. I'm the owner of MJ&Co Stories, a photography and film company based in Saskatoon. On today's episode, we have our video team, Chris Rempel and Josiah Meningas. Chris and Josiah are the videography team leads here at MJ&Co. And I have them on today to share everything you need to know about wedding films. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having us.
I'm contractually obligated to be here.
He's literally paid to be here. I hope you say the right things. So I wanted to record this episode with you today because videography is one of those things where it's like very different from company to company. And even our own packages are pretty different. So like when you hire a wedding photographer, you kind of just get wedding photos, right? The only difference is like that photographer's creative approach, the way they would maybe handle editing, the way they would maybe give you service, but the deliverables are photographs.
Right.
Video's not like that. Video, you're not just taking a bunch of video clips and going, hey, here's a hard drive.
I see.
Well, yeah, I guess, yeah. And then for sure, yeah. So it's like a whole creative thing that the company that you go with or the company that you're getting your product from is like you choose the company kind of based on their editing style almost.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess the same thing goes for photos. You pick somebody that you like for photos. But you're right. Photos are just like, here's a bunch of images we took. And then video is like, we took the video and then we built a story out of it. You know?
Right. Yeah.
Hopefully it's what you wanted.
So the difference is kind of like, there's a lot more unknowns. So when we do discovery calls with potential clients. And so when we talk to them, when we talk about wedding photography, it is like, you know, when it comes down to like what you actually get, there's a lot of similarities. And then the videos, when we talk about videography and films with our potential clients, very different conversation because they don't know as much. Like it's not so straightforward. So for example, you go to one company, they just do it one way. Maybe they'll just make a bit of a highlight reel of the day. And there's just one person and they're not actually filming the whole day. Maybe they use microphones and audio. Maybe they don't. Maybe they do a same day edit or something like that. Maybe they have a whole team. There's a lot of different ways you can do it.
Yeah, there's so many different ways.
And so I think it's confusing almost from the outside looking in. Like photography, you know, we always have two photographers for photography, but you know, you can have one or two photographers. And videography is very different where, you know, we're running. I mean, what's a typical camera count? Like we're taking different angles, like even just a ceremony.
Yeah. Ceremony, there's at least 3.
Like if we were just doing video, 3 dedicated.
3 is kind of the minimum.
Yeah.
Especially for like reception or ceremony. If you're just doing like a highlight reel, you can get away with just 1. But what we do here is we basically, well, depending on the package that you get, you're capturing the whole day as well as building a story with like a highlight reel or what we call a feature film, right?
So you need cameras that are not expendable, but that you can leave alone so that they capture the things when you're moving your other cameras around. There has to be a backup.
Mm-hmm.
It gets used. It's not just there for backup. It's definitely used. But yeah, you're almost like setting a camera and then being like, okay, now I'm down one camera. How do I still capture everything well? And yeah, so you're like thinking about it as you're filming. It's like, if I'm filming this, is there something capturing the thing that I'm gonna miss when I move? Like you're editing in your head as you're doing the day, and then a week later you sit down and you start to edit it in the studio, and you're like, I hope I made the right choices. So
Which we do.
Yeah.
We do.
Well, and yeah,
right.
So that's
We're
why
experts, right?
3 cameras. Yeah.
We kind of know what we're doing.
Wink with this eye.
So yeah, like it's like a lot more complicated. And actually, when I think about the difference on, let's say even a wedding ceremony, photography is actually like the ceremony is more of in my mind, the easy part. Like you're not intervening. You're not as a photographer.
You're not like posing or
You're just like shooting it as it happens.
Right.
And you don't need to be that stable because you just need you need your shot and then you're done. You don't even have to have your camera up to your face the whole time. Where with like the wedding films are very different where it's like you need, like what Chris was saying, you need that shot rolling the entire time because you need a continuous version. And so I find like the pressure for that is like really very different. You know, we're hiding. I mean, I guess we could go into kind of our approach a little bit. I'm maybe going to wind us up a little bit. If you go to our website right now, do you guys know the phrase that's on the homepage?
We tell your stories.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And so our whole entire approach to wedding storytelling is capturing moments that we would want if we were the client. And the way we do that is we put ourselves, mostly me, I kind of make the call on the approach a bit, but I mean, you guys buy into it, you guys get it, but we're trying to do what we would want if we were our client. And so for us, we built that around like, hey, you know, a nice photography for sure. Everybody wants that.
Mm-hmm.
And photography's booked more, like most people, if they're going to skip something, if they're going to pick between photography and video, they're always going photography. If you're doing one, you do photography,
Mm-hmm.
and then maybe you do two.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So with video, we changed it to, okay, how do we want to approach video? And we have only two ways we do it. We have, and I mean, Chris and Josiah obviously know this, so if you're listening, this is kind of for you. We have two ways of doing it. We have what's called a keepsake, and that's the short, small film. And actually, our photography team does that filming. So we don't actually have a dedicated long cut of your ceremony, your first look, your reception. We're not doing that. Instead, what we have is small clips throughout the day we put together to make a short film. And usually they're about 6 to 8 minutes or so. Those are really popular for couples who don't, you know, some couples just don't want to hear their own voice. Some people just want to, I mean, as far as financially goes, it's a lot less work for us. So it's a very affordable add-on. And so for a lot of couples, it's very popular. I did the numbers this year for our other episode we're going to record today, but about half our couples did feature that went with a video option. So the keepsake was about half as popular as the feature. So some couples, the couples who want everything, that's the feature package. That's where we're miking everything up. You actually get it all. You get the full reception minus like eating, full ceremony. And then, you know, if you have any other parts of the day, we do that too. So like first look. So the approach started with that. We tell your story. And that's what I would want if I was to do it all over again. If Crystal and I were to go, you know, if we weren't married yet and we wanted to have a wedding, I would want those speeches. I would want the, you know, the ceremony recorded. And I mean, we did it too. Like when we went, you know, Chris and Melissa, you guys came out to Hawaii this year to film the vow renewal for Crystal and I, and we did the photography of it, but also we did the vow renewal on the beach, and that was something I wanted a mic on me. And when I look at it, I love hearing those and all those little moments that you guys captured for us. Like when I look at them now, every time I watch it, I get more attached to it. I like it even more. Like it's more of a special memory as time goes on, and it's only been like what 5 months,
Yeah,
6
not
months.
even half a year.
So that's the way we approach it. So I thought we could go over kind of like, you know, what is wedding films and what could they be? And so I want to start with one question. You guys see the emails when we deliver them, and you've seen people come in for the reveals. When couples come in for the reveals or whatever, talk about it, like maybe they email you after. What's one of the things they say to you after they see the film? And I'm putting these guys on the spot just so you know. I didn't want them to think too hard ahead of time.
Like not something that's like mostly said amongst everybody, just like one thing that somebody has said.
Okay, it could be in general.
Okay.
I think for me personally, like I haven't been to, because when we do reveal our feature films, and those are the films that I've worked on this past year, I haven't been in the room with them.
Oh yeah, I forgot to kick you guys out.
So Matt kicks us out because we ruined the moment. No,
But that's a new thing, so.
Yeah. But I think what most people say, or rather don't say, is when they see the film, a lot of them are almost so caught up in the moment and reliving that special day for them that they don't say anything. And when they don't say anything, I think that obviously means that they really enjoyed it. They're speechless. They're so caught up in their emotions that they don't know what to say. And I think that speaks more than, at least for me, than saying something after.
How about you, Chris?
There's a couple things that stand out in my mind when I think of things that are mostly said, and one of those is usually this is in the middle of the video as they're watching it for the first time, or the middle of the film, is like, I can't believe you caught that, and not like a shock, but like a good surprise kind of thing. Like, oh yeah, you caught that. I can't believe you caught that. And it's because there's like a million things worth catching on the wedding day, and we can't catch every single one. But like, there's some of those significant personal moments that the rest of the people haven't seen because they weren't there, or they weren't listening, or whatever. But because we have mics and cameras on people, we tend to capture a bunch of those, and so then we throw those in because they make for good little bits. And so that's one of the most common things. And then the other one is usually at the very end of the video, one or both of the people watching will just kind of comment about, that was so good. And like, they don't really have words other than that for it. And I think it's because like, we show them the video and they were like, here's your day, and it's big and a lot of pomp and circumstance with it. And then they're just like caught up in it, and they don't have time to process it. But then, a couple days later, we see that they're sharing it, or they're sharing their photos even. Like, I know we're talking video, but like, they're sharing the content, and they're like, we love this. And then a month later, they're still sharing stuff. And and then we can see the gallery views from the gallery we deliver them 3 months later. There's like 20 views. It's like, what are they doing in the last month? Just reliving it. Who knows? Like,
sharing it, and other people see it.
They're like processing it, and they're like, that was so good, and we can't believe you caught that. But they can believe we caught that because they know that we catch that kind of stuff. So they didn't know they were expecting it, but they were expecting it. Like, that's what we do. So.
Yeah, which is very similar to just like capturing a day is very much like, again, infinite moments to capture.
Yeah.
We capture the ones we see. And yet, because, when we do a photo feature team, it's 3 of us there. That's like a good set of eyes to watch a day. And, one of the things I think is really cool is like, it's more than the couple necessarily experiences, because we're getting the things they weren't there for, like the guys and the girls getting ready. You have that part that is one-sided, and yet the other partner is able to experience them at that part of the day. And then, one of the things I noticed this year is just like, it really felt like a lot of people, like it is a blur for people. And I thought I'd share a little story. Just like 2 weeks ago, me and my siblings, my dad turned 65, and we did a retirement party for him at my sister's house. And I jumped at the opportunity to MC it. And part of the reason I did that was because, I've been to a bajillion weddings. I don't know the official count. I think it's like 3 something now. I don't think it's 4, but it's
3-digit numbers.
Like 300?
It's like 300 and some weddings.
Yeah.
It could be creeping up to 400. I don't think it's 400. I know it's for sure over 3. So I've seen a lot, and I've seen a lot of what makes it fun, a lot of what makes it feel like it's kind of going slow. So anyway, I jumped at the idea of emceeing it. I filmed and photographed it. I did it by, like, I know what I'm doing with the cameras, but I did set it up by myself. So I set up 3 cameras, the audio, I had my MC notes in, I had mics. I was kind of doing it by myself. And it was like, the day I had a lot on my plate, and I can't quite remember much of it. And I'm so glad. I had my uncles come up and share a little something about my dad. All of my siblings did. I did. Lots of cute little moments with my dad's grandchildren, like my kids and my siblings, or my nieces and nephews. And it's like, I filmed it, and for the official part of it was like, do you want photography or film for that? I was, in my mind, I had to make the choice, right?
Yeah.
And so I chose to film it because that's the words and the thoughts and the feelings of the day are really captured in what people say. And I haven't seen it yet. We have all our weddings to edit, so as a video company, I put that on the back burner. We'll have it, in a few weeks probably, but when I look at that event, like, I don't remember that day. It was a blur. And to be looking forward to being able to relive that part, the official part of it, is really, for me to find words for it's almost hard. I guess I almost see it as like, that's the gift, especially for my dad. His love language is words of affirmation. And like, for him, like, he spent a lot of money on food. We hosted everybody. We probably had 50 people there. It's like, that's the thing at the end of the day, like, it's preserved. And I guess when I think of that, and that's my own personal experience. And then also, when you guys came to Hawaii, for Crystal and I to surprise her. For my own life, I try to like live those values, like what parts of my life, you know, are very special to me, and like photography and video together, like the films we create, I find as like not an either or, but like they both have their special place in telling the story of someone's life. Mm-hmm. And I guess like, you know, our whole approach is sort of based on like what's the part you want to be able to relive. And, you know, going back to your experience of what the couples say, like that was so good, or I can't remember what you both said, but yeah, it's really cool when I show people what we did. You know, it's so much bigger than me. Like I'm not editing any of the films. You guys handle that fully on our feature film days. Like you guys are running those cameras. Like, thank goodness, because it's so much to, you know, okay, let's get a mic on a bride's leg and hide it up her dress with a little sticker, and then we'll get one on the groom, and then we'll get one on the officiant, and then we'll put a recorder at the board with the DJ, and then, you know, you guys are doing all the audio mixing.
Somebody knows which input in the board we need to use.
Yeah, like it's a lot. Like
it's a lot, yeah.
When we just photograph a wedding, just photography with the 2 photographers, you know, 3 memory cards, like 1 for each camera that's used. Mm-hmm. When you guys are coming along for a feature wedding day, now we're up to like
6 or something like that.
Well, you got like 2 mic
devices, if not memory cards, right? So it's like
including the mics, probably like 8.
H6.
There's regularly 8 devices between cameras, video cameras, audio recorders. There's regularly like 8 of them.
Yeah.
Which is like so much to manage, and then you guys are syncing that up. Like, it's quite a job. So I don't know. Like from the outside looking in, like when I see you guys editing those, I'm like looking at your screens, and it's like a lot of work, a lot of love goes into them, and like that's, you know, I know we're kind of creeping up on our time here, but I guess it's like it's not all the same, and that our approach is probably maybe let's talk about our approach, I guess, for a couple of minutes. So when you get a keepsake film, I mentioned that already and kind of described that in detail. So it's like the 2 photographers capture small clips throughout the day. You guys are editing those films, and then our client gets 1 keepsake film at the end of the day. What's the biggest difference from that to I'm going to backtrack too. I would say that's what most companies actually deliver, is something like that. Mm-hmm. It's not any full version of anything. It's just a small keepsake. You know, they'll call it a highlight or maybe a trailer or something.
It might even, I regularly see videos or keepsakes or highlights that are 4 minutes, like the length of a single song or something. So I think, the fact like we do like a couple songs worth of video. Like there's so much that we capture in the day. It's hard to cut it down anyways, but yeah, we definitely, I feel like we go a bit above what the standard is to begin with that.
So let's talk about like the feature packages. So you can hire feature with us, like a photo package and feature film package, or you can get that feature film package by itself. Like what's included in there that makes it so much different than, or maybe even just like makes it an MJ&Co experience, I guess.
The feature is similar to the keepsake, but a little bit longer. So it's another couple of minutes longer. And like we mentioned, we're recording the audio. So we are able to put in snippets from vows, or maybe letters were read ahead of time, or there's just little intimate moments, first looks, and then later during the ceremony and during the reception when people are doing speeches, and maybe your officiant says something really nice, or like sometimes people will have a relative that's the officiant and they really want to capture some of the stuff that they've said. Really meaningful words that were spoken into the wedding day, I guess is the best way to say it, and we put an assortment of those into that video. And so it's a little bit longer so that there's more content, more room to fit that longer, or that bigger amount of content, larger amount of content that we record. But then also we add that audio, and it just kind of like, it just kind of like stretches it out. So it's a little bit of more relaxing watch. You're not just like slamming through a bunch of clips of the day. It's like a 12 minute
story.
Yeah, it's like, it's hard to keep it to like 10 to 12 minutes, but it's like that's what we aim for, because you could easily go forever. And then that's just the video itself. There's other elements to the day that we capture too, that we deliver.
So that name, we gave that package the title feature because it's like that's exactly the way I would want it done if it was me. And part of that approach you mentioned, where we're getting the audio through the day, we do film the whole entire ceremony. We do film the whole reception. And we film, if you do a first look, we do that. And so what I think is kind of neat about it is, you know, you get a full cut of like, you know, I mean, we did it so many times this year, but like Carly and I'm blanking on names now. We went to we did that road trip to them.
Oh, Adam and Carly?
Yeah, Adam and Carly. You know, they were one of the couples that did their personal vows only at their first look.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And so that was one that now they can share it with other people. In the moment, it was still private.
It was intimate, yeah.
Very intimate, yeah. And so they got that film plus the ceremony and then the reception film.
Yep.
And so I guess the feature was kind of born out of like the love of like, I love a really good wedding film. I love good speeches. And then do you guys know exactly when the best parts of the day are going to happen? The best jokes or the best pieces of vows or the most sentimental pieces?
There's like
it depends.
There's typical points, but it could. But like, we get audio of people like jumping onto. Oh, one of my favorite was from. Sorry, I'm going to derail here.
Oh, go ahead.
It's all good.
A couple summers ago, it was
Michelle
and
Aryan.
Yeah, and they were sitting on the bus after the ceremony. It's either after the ceremony or before it must have been after the ceremony. They were sitting on the bus and their lapel recorders were still going, still rolling, and they didn't realize it. And they were just having like moments with each other and things like, oh, did you remember to get that one thing? And then, oh, I love you. And like it was like weird hearing that, like the difference. Like I'm hearing it because I'm listening through the audio to see if there's anything worth using in the video. And then they have this one moment where they realize, oh, are these recorders still running? And then Aryan leans over into his mic and he's like, Chris, keep this audio in, or something like that. And I think I kept it in. I think I kept it in at the very beginning of the video or something like that. And it's just like,
that's fun.
You could never have assumed it. Like we couldn't have put a person on the bus and been like, we assume something funny is going to happen.
But
so to an extent, yes, we do know, but also we don't know.
Yeah,
we don't know when things are going to happen. So,
which is why we do the whole recording. Like we don't know, maybe your priest or minister or officiant's going to be like, just on fire that day with all the golden nuggets there. And, so all those little pieces, we capture it all because we use our favorite parts to tell a story from the day. So we're curating the little moments from your day. And so that's why we do have to capture so much. And then the perk is then you do get the full reception, full ceremony, first look. I mean, probably one of the better examples too of this is like Yulian and Ivana. We did their wedding. They're a Ukrainian couple, and they had how many dances? They had their Ukrainian dance friends.
There was two dance groups. One did one long dance. One did two dances, I think, and then there was also like a choir that did a performance or two or a special presentation.
Some of them were planned. Some of them seemed maybe a bit impromptu. And what I think is so neat about that, for example, so like their wedding day, I think we were there for like 13 hours total. That was a longer day.
It was a long day. Yeah.
They did a blessing in the morning.
Yeah.
The coolest thing in my mind is like they actually have it all. They can go listen to the blessings.
Mm-hmm.
They have their full ceremony. They have all those cool dances, which like were pretty neat. And the people in the dance groups were their friends, and the dances they had. I heard someone saying that this dance group went to like Ukraine or somewhere for like
world's competition.
Some world's competition. Yeah. Saskatchewan has like a good dance group, and it's like that's cool too. Even for those guests there that did that, like their friends and loved ones, like that dance is now preserved in a really good way. Because like the physical demands of those dances, I was like, oh, those guys are like sweating at the end of it.
Yeah.
Anyway, I guess what I think is neat about it is like it's all these parts that were really unique to their day. They have the ability to go watch that afterwards and share it. And, in 5 years, 10 years, it's going to be like, man, it's not just like that was our dance group. It's like, I couldn't dance like that if I wanted to anymore or, whatever. So, or them too, showing their kids like down the road. It's like, there's a lot of heritage they had into their wedding, which I think is maybe the thing I'm attracted to about the way we were able to serve them is being able to capture and help them preserve those special parts of who they are and the families they came from.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, and you don't necessarily think that somebody's going to sit down and watch their wedding ceremony every year. And maybe they won't watch their wedding ceremony every year. But the keepsake or the feature film, that's a thing that they can just throw on. And it's got like, and that's the other thing about the feature film. The thing that makes the audio spoken through the day really beneficial to that is that it's so hard to find music with lyrics that fit exactly the emotions. And we do a really good job of trying to pick music that fits.
Yeah.
But the lyrics, like the things that matter, the words or the lyrics that matter are the things that we use from the day. Those make the emotion of the video. The music definitely helps. But like somebody singing about something that they pre-recorded 2 years ago that we found as a good track doesn't mean anything to you necessarily, but the words that your father said at his welcome to the family speech, or that your cousin who was officiating said after watching you, grow up with both of you since you were kids, or something like that, like those are the things that matter, and those are the things that are special.
do you appreciate the work? Like, I see the work you put into it. Like, it's a huge amount of work to get every single wedding film that we do like ready for the client.
Mm-hmm.
Do you like when it's all said and done, you have it all uploaded to Vimeo, it's ready to put in their gallery, it's ready to share. How do you feel about it? Like,
Well, I think that's part of like why we're a little bit different, and like the value that we put into our team values, and obviously who you hire as team members, because we do put so much work into it. And it's almost like we're putting our soul into it, or we care so much about making these films because we know how much they mean to other people, that they can tell that when they see the video, there's so much care behind it. And I think that brings even more meaning to it. So,
and I would say like the amount of work you guys are putting in, the amount of work you're putting into the edit, like you're there to film the day, which is, their wedding for that Ukrainian wedding I'm talking about was like 13 hours on site plus prepping.
Mm-hmm.
You're sitting with that on your screens for like another, like if it was undivided time, like 5 to 6 to 7 days total. Like we're talking like, you might be a week or two that you're sitting with these people in front of you. You're getting very intimate with their day.
Yeah, you can start to pick out their like laughter in group clips, which is really weird. Or I've edited videos of couples that you have shot, Matt, that I wasn't there for, and then I'll see them in public. And I'm like, how do I know these people? Like, I know these people. I know
You stared at them.
like, and I might not know I kind of know what they sound like from the raw audio, but it's like, who are these people? Why are they so familiar to me? Oh, it's because I've sat with them on my computer screen for several days.
You're so intimate with them. Yeah.
So creepy. Yeah. But yeah, you do feel like you get to know them, which is weird, but I think it makes us want to actually do a good job for them.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's your job to make a video, so we'll make a video. But that's not like anybody could just slap something together. You have to be invested.
Yeah.
And that it's weird, but it kind of helps you be a little bit more invested because you spend so much time with them. So
Yeah. I find like one of our values is like everything we do, we should be proud of. Like when we look at something, it's like, are we proud of that thing we made? And, especially at the end of wedding season, when it is like a lot to get through, it's, what we're looking at, like, we're still individually wedding by wedding being like, are we proud of this? Oh, that thing's, you got it 90% done. Let's do one tweak on this one thing. And the couple's never even going to know, but we will.
Yeah.
And then, cause like you're letting it go. Like you're saying this is complete. And yeah, there's a lot of love. And then one of my favorite things, just like of our team, I really like, wedding video day. And that's where, Josiah or Chris are like, okay, I got the feature done. And then we turn the lights off. We get a coffee or drink. It's usually in the morning. And then we sit down we put it on the TV and we watch it all together.
sample it. Yeah.
Like, which is like, that's one of my favorite parts too. And it's like, man, they're going to love that. Like, and every time you do it, I'm like, oh, that was good. And like, Melissa and Chris, or Melissa and Darby and Josiah are shooting a wedding, and then me and Crystal and Chris are at a different wedding or something.
You don't see what the other person's done.
It's really cool to see the weddings I've never, like they weren't, I wasn't a lead for them, or they weren't my client. They were someone else's, and I get to see it, and I'm like truly outside looking in. I'm like, oh, that was awesome. That was amazing. I love that.
Yeah.
What was the one? Just the one that's coming to mind was, well, you did two of them that really stood out to me. You did the French couple.
Oh man, I hope I do their names justice. Jacqueline and Jocelyn, or Jacqueline and Jocelyn, or something.
So here's
Similar,
the genius of Chris. We have most of their speeches were literally in French, like Canadian French.
Yeah.
And what'd you call it? Quebecois French or something?
Well, I think Canadian French is just called Quebecois.
Okay.
But again,
so they were
not French. Don't at me.
So Chris like went and had the translation done on all their speeches and vows and like the ceremony, and he used that to like chop up the parts that he wanted to make the film with, and they were just blown away with it. And like, we made the effort, or like we made the efforts to make sure that it was presenting French, like it wasn't like the way you use dates is different with French versus English. Like, you don't capitalize dates, I don't think.
Or like male and female, like traditional, like
masculine and
female
feminine
would come before male or something like that in like a title card, like just simple things, like things, I don't know, or maybe that was more preference, but you know that it's different because it's a different language and you want to do it right.
And the way you chaptered it out was all with French titles, which was really cool. Yeah. And so it was really neat to like work with the couple to make sure it was good.
Yeah, definitely some collaboration there, which was also new for us a little bit in that regards. But
yeah, that was really neat. And then Colton and Cheyenne's wedding too, like another wedding I wasn't there for, and it was really cool to see like you guys made a reel for it, and it was like funny and catchy, and then the final video was great, and like they were just so thrilled with it. I think we caught them on their honeymoon when you published it.
The reel?
I think it was the reel. Yeah.
Oh, probably, because that was like the next week. It was like after the week, like the Monday or Tuesday. Yeah, a week later, basically.
Yeah. When we were all caught up on everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was super neat to see all that kind of thing, and like just see these clients like being thrilled to have something to share. They're so excited to share it, and I'm kind of rambling on here, but
so much to talk about.
Maybe just in your words, what kind of couple is our feature package good for? Like, what kind of person, like when they're hopes and desires, who's it good for?
You can take this one.
I think anyone that really wants to capture not only have those little moments captured with the photos, but able to relive their day down the road. It might not be a year, but maybe a couple of years or 5-10 years, and they can watch it with their grandkids or something like that. I think that's something so special for people. And like, even from personal experience, having the ability to look back at, say, my parents' wedding, it's so cool because obviously I wasn't there, but just to be able to see that day and see my parents so young and to relive that and see and watch them watching their film and watching them relive that experience is so cool to see. So I think anyone that like really wants to capture their whole day as a whole should be getting the feature package if that's something that they want, or if they really have that spoken word is their love language, right? They really like to hear audio. I think it's something that someone should get. It's the photo feature.
Yeah, I mean, I would say everyone. Like it's good for anybody. But yeah, some people are happier to just have like a general overview of the day, and then that's fine, and then you can go with the keepsake. That's great. That's what that's for. But yeah, the people that are maybe concerned that you might miss something as the couple because it'll be busy ahead of time. If you're like really concerned that there's something important that you're gonna miss or forget, we can capture that for you, and that's what that's there for. Or if you if it's very important to you that you have just everything. Then yeah, we've built that to have everything. So, yeah, if you don't want to miss out, you don't have to miss out. There's options.
We can do it all.
So,
is that what you're saying?
We can do it all.
Yes.
I'll fluff your dress. We'll hide a mic. We'll do it all.
We'll hide many mics.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for joining us on this episode, Chris and Josiah, and thank you to everyone listening. If you want to see what we can do, definitely check out our website. If you want to reach out, we can share kind of what a longer day looks like, what that all looks like. And if that's maybe the right thing for you, just reach out to us. We can chat about what that looks like. Again, video is not exactly the same from company to company. It varies the most out of what I've seen. So yeah, we do it with a lot of love and care, thanks to these two. So yeah, thanks for listening, and we'll chat soon.